it is because I only had to work for 6 weeks. But that gave me continuous stable income for 3 years. Hi classmates, this is Romie, your self-development and financial growth classmate. So for today, we are going to talk about my 5 biggest wins in freelancing. I know I've told you that I'm going to talk about my 5 side hustles while working my full-time job first. However, after so much thinking, I realized that it is better for me to release content according to its relevance. And since a lot of us are currently enrolled in the Freelancing 101 course of the Skillmates, or if not, a lot of us are currently working as a freelancer, I've decided that this is the best topic to release at this point. This will give current freelancers and aspiring freelancers more motivation to keep on going on what they are doing right now. They will be more inspired to keep on working on their freelancing career in order to achieve another milestone of their lives. I'm not saying that I've achieved a lot. In fact, I don't think I've achieved anything great at all. However, I think that some of the things that I've achieved in freelancing are kind of worthwhile to share to you guys. Maybe you also want to achieve those things or just use it as your inspiration to your freelancing journey. So let's cut the chase and go straight to my 5 biggest wins from freelancing. So I think my first ever big investment or big win from freelancing is none other than my first laptop. I got my first laptop after 1 month of freelancing.
Oops, I didn't pay it in cash. It was so expensive for me.
So what I actually did was borrow the credit card of my father. So I actually purchased the laptop in installment. So instead of paying 32,000 pesos in cash, I only had to pay 2,700 pesos per month for a year.
Papa, please, I want to buy a laptop. No money. Borrow credit card, please.
If you don't have the cash to pay for the laptop and you don't have a credit card, don't worry about it. There are lots of stores or companies that actually allow you to pay in installment without needing a credit card. So number 1, appliance and gadget stores like Mcor. I don't know if Mcor exists nationwide, but what I know is that from Davao City, there's a lot of Mcor outlets there. So if you're from Davao City, go to your nearest Mcor branch and inquire if you qualify for their installment plan. Another company that you can rely on this one is Home Credit. So for Home Credit, you do not need to have a bank account or a credit card for you to apply for their loan. You only need to fill up an application form and submit it to their agent and wait like 30 minutes or 1 hour to know the result, whether your loan application is approved or denied. So another option for you is to go to computer stores such as Octagon and ask them whether they offer financing for their laptops. It is true that acquiring a laptop put me in debt. However, I did not regret and I will never ever regret that choice, because while I am paying 2,700 pesos per month because of my laptop, on the other hand, I am also earning 10,000 to 35,000 per month because of my laptop. And that was like almost 10 years ago. 35,000 is not a joke, especially to a 19-year-old me. I've actually seen it as an investment rather than an expense. And now let's proceed to my biggest win from freelancing, number 2. One of the best things that I've actually acquired from freelancing was my experience.
No dirty mind, not that kind of experience.
I was able to travel not just within the Philippines, but also to other countries. Without my earnings from freelancing, I wouldn't be able to travel across the globe, and probably I wouldn't be able to experience those unforgettable moments in my life. I came from a low average family. Thus, traveling is not really a part of our routine. Well, traveling from Sat to Turil, probably yes. But to other city, another country, and definitely another continent, definitely no. But that's fine. Life isn't just about traveling, you know. At least my mom and my dad supported me in any way they can. So I was 3 years old when I had my first airplane ride. And after that, the next one was when I was 16 years old, because my cousin asked me to accompany her to Manila because she needed to process something. And then my next travel, which was the first travel that I paid for myself, was to Manila with my best friends. And I was 19 and a student by the time. Thanks to my freelancing gig, I was able to pay for my airfare, allowance, and my pocket money for the souvenirs. And then just 5 months after paying for my first travel, I traveled once again with my friends to Hong Kong and Macau. And after that, there were more travels and experiences that I've encountered in my life, all thanks to my freelancing gig. And another biggest win from freelancing is my real estate broker title. So it was the year 2015 and I was working as a general virtual assistant back then. So what is this real estate broker seminar? So it is a seminar that you have to attend on Saturdays and Sundays for 3 months for you to be eligible to take the real estate broker licensure exam. Since I've always been interested in houses, I decided to give it a try. So the price of the seminar was about 21,000 pesos, and thanks to my freelancing gig, I was able to pay it. The truth is, the money that I've paid for that seminar was a combination of my freelancing gig earning and my tutoring earning. So what is this tutorial all about? So it's not the usual English online tutorial. It was actually a tutorial that I had offered to my cousin for her master's program business subject. So she paid me 10,000 pesos for my tutorial service, and then I added 11,000 pesos for my freelancing gig, and that's how I came up with 10 plus 11, 21,000 pesos that was used for paying my real estate broker seminar. It was such a great investment because that title actually opened a lot of opportunities for me. Just 1 week after I passed the real estate broker licensure exam, I was able to sell 2 house and lot packages worth 6 million pesos. And just 1 week after closing those deals, I was hired as a senior marketing and sales officer for a local real estate developer company. Imagine, with that title alone, I got a senior role even when I had 0 corporate experience. And apart from that, I was able to sell properties on a part-time basis. Unfortunately, we do not have that kind of program right now. So the rules to becoming a real estate broker have already changed. We no longer have that real estate broker seminar, and instead, you now have to enroll in a 4-year course related to real estate. I don't know about other courses, but some of my friends are currently taking Bachelor of Science in real estate management. And now let's proceed to another biggest win from freelancing. This is probably the most memorable investment I've ever gotten from freelancing. You know why? It is because I only had to work for 6 weeks, but that gave me continuous stable income for 3 years. Again, 6 weeks of work and 3 years continuous income.
So what happened, Romie? Is that even possible?
Well, what I did was turned my active income from freelancing into a passive income. I invested in a public utility jeepney. Yes, that's true. I was a jeepney operator. Trivia. Even until now, I don't even know how to drive. Ironic. So let me tell you a short story of how it happened. I was a general virtual assistant for an Australian client by the time. It was a project-based contract out of Upwork. Yes, that means it was definitely risky because there was no guarantee that she would pay me after rendering my service. So she asked a lot of things. There were like 23 transcriptions, 50 landing pages, 50 newsletter templates, 30 SEO articles, data entry, and some internet research. So of course, I know how to write SEO articles, I know how to do data entry, I know how to do internet research, I sorta kinda know how to create newsletter template. The truth is, I didn't have any idea by that time. I just researched and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it. Another trivia. I'm not so sure if Canva already existed by the time. That was around 2015, but definitely I've never heard about Canva by that time. So how did I do the template? Can you guess it? I made it through Microsoft Word. That was so difficult. However, I still managed to create beautiful templates. With the transcription, I already told you the story about it. I did it manually. Yes, manually. I listened to her and tried to understand what she was saying. It was quite difficult because the accent is like so Australian, and I'm not so used to that one. Well, for the landing pages, there was no way that I would be able to do it. So what I did was subcontract other freelancers, pay them, and when the project was already completed, I submitted to my client and
Ka-ching! I got money! A net payment of 130,000 pesos.
well, you might think it was not a lot, but for a 20-year-old me, that was everything. That was so big. So I thought of a way on how to make it last. And since my father was running his own transportation business, I decided that I'm gonna run my own too. So I told my dad that I wanted to buy a jeepney. Thankfully, he supported me. However, my cash was not enough. So what I did was I went to my grandmother and said this.
Grandmother, can we loan your pension, please? Please, I need money for my business. In exchange, I'm gonna pay you your monthly pension. No more, no less. Deal or no deal?
And thankfully, my grandmother loves me. She supported me. But it was still not enough. So I went to my mom this time. Mom, you have nice jewelries. I've seen it. Can we pawn it? And yes, I pawned my mom's jewelries. Don't worry, I got it back. But it wasn't still enough. So I had to go to a micro-lending business to borrow like about 30,000 pesos to complete my 280,000 pesos, my payment for my jeepney purchase. So it's true, this investment put me in a lot of debt, a lot of debt. However, it also brought me stable income. I was earning between 10,000 pesos to 30,000 pesos per month. That was net profit. So it was good business. Thanks to my mom and my grandmom in helping me build my capital. And thanks to my dad for helping me manage the business. In fact, he operated it more than I did. I didn't know much about jeepneys, So you might be wondering what happened to my jeepney. That's gonna be a long story. So to cut the long story short, I sold it to my dad because I needed the money to buy my airplane ticket to come here in Europe. So now let's proceed to the last, but definitely not the least, biggest win from freelancing. And that is none other than the knowledge and skills that I acquired while working as a freelancer. The knowledge that I acquired from the freelancing industry helped me open up a lot of opportunities. I was able to apply that knowledge while working as a marketing and sales officer for a real estate developer company. I was also able to apply that when I started online selling. And even here in Europe, even without actually looking for a client, I was able to land a part-time gig as an admin support and recruitment and marketing officer for YOLO SL. So that's it. I think I still have other wins from freelancing. However, those are my 5 most memorable ones. How about you? What are your biggest wins from freelancing? Or what kind of wins do you want to gain from freelancing? Please comment down your answers below because I love to get to know you better and I love reading your answers, guys. So that's it, and see you next time on my next video. Bye! So what I actually did was borrowed... What did I actually do? So what I actually did was borrow from my...